May I come in, sir?
Yes, come बोलो.
Any instructions कि अब बाहर से खोल के नहीं है बटन?
No, sir.
बैठे.
Welcome, Puru, and congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
You are a civil engineer by training.
Yes.
Okay. So what did you learn in civil engineering which would help you in your career as a civil servant?
Sir, I learned multiple things about the design, construction and maintenance of buildings. But apart from that, I would stress upon the values and the principles that civil engineering taught me. Among them, one of which comes to my mind is the idea of failure-based design. Civil engineers design structures on the basis of how it will fail, anticipating the challenges. So this is something as a principle that has gone into my head, and I would try to apply it in civil services.
Okay. So you come from Ambedkar Nagar.
Yes.
It used to be part of Faizabad earlier?
Yes.
Okay. Suppose you are district magistrate there. So apply the same principle you just enunciated to the problems and challenges faced by that district. How would you handle that?
Sir,
First, I don't know anything about your district. You need to tell me what are the problems and how you would solve using the principles that you just enunciated.
sir, as aspirational district, Ambedkar Nagar faces various problems, which may include lack of employment opportunities and low agricultural productivity or women's safety in general. I would, as a district administrator of the district, I would try to assess and understand the problems in a better way. Currently, my understanding is based on my observation and perception alone. I would try to meet every stakeholder, including other departments, as well as inhabitants of the district, to understand it in line with the government policy as well as the schemes that are already in place. I try to formulate, understand, try to implement them. I try to anticipate what are the challenges that can come, be it in coordination or in implementation or in funding. And this is how I think this principle can be applied.
What three problems what are the three problems that you just said?
So, three problems that I mentioned was lack of employment opportunities, secondly, low agricultural productivity, and law and order, including women's safety in general.
What would you do? What would you do as a collector?
Sir, as a collector, I think that I'll have to first understand what exactly is driving these problems, what schemes are in place and how they can be better implemented. For example, if I take the first problem, which is lack of employment opportunities, I'll try to understand why the investments are not coming to Ambedkar Nagar and whether new industries can be set up. As an administrator, I'll try to meet with business persons to understand their concerns, whether they can be resolved. And better implementation of the government schemes will also help. So, be it the schemes on promoting investment such as Udyami Mitra scheme and all.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now tell me, one heard something was happening in Aravalis. It was in news. So what was going on? What was the reason why Aravali was in news?
Sir, Aravali was recently in news for the wrong reasons. There was a protest, specifically in Rajasthan and other parts of the country, regarding a definition that had been accepted by the Supreme Court. The definition was that any hillock which is above the 100 meter from the local topography will be counted as the part of the Aravalis. The protesters were arguing that this would lead to exclusion of various parts of the Aravali, opening it up to mining, leading to various ecological degradations.
What are your views on that?
So my view is that we have to find a middle path between development, sustainable exploration, as well as preservation of the Aravalis, since Aravalis have multiple functions as an ecological structure. For example, they prevent the expansion of dust from the Rajasthan towards the other parts of the country. They recharge the groundwater. They have biological diversity So preservation is required. But as a developing country, we also need resources. So a via media has to be bound out, include with various safeguards for the around.
So, okay. What is the meaning of bhitti?
I'm sorry, sir.
भिट्टी आपके इसमें है ना भिट्टी रोड.
Sir, BT is a place, so the road that leads to BT.
मतलब क्या है भिट्टी का? भिट्टी शब्द का क्या मतलब है?
I'm sorry, sir, I'm not aware.
अरे मरुआ गोला.
Yes, sir. Sir, Marua Gula is the name of my village.
मतलब क्या है इसका?
Sir, there is no meaning as such, but it is related.
अर्थहीन नहीं हो सकता. कोई भी चीज़ हमारी सभ्यता में अर्थहीन नहीं होती है. हमें पता नहीं या अपभ्रंश हो गया हो, एक अलग बात है.
Sir, when I inquired about it from my grandfather, he said that when the village lies at the intersection of two roads, and a person named Maru used to live there, and so the intersection got named after him, Marua. This is how the name comes.
Yeah, but even that person's name also would be coming from some meaning. Anyway, look at it, doesn't matter. अच्छा, ये बताइए पुरु का क्या मतलब है? पुरु.
Sir, Puru means abundant or plenty, many.
पुरु कुछ मशहूर थे कोई व्यक्ति पुरु?
So there are many Purus who are historically popular. Among them, the first one is the King Puru, who fought in Battle of Hydaspes against King Alexander. Although he was unsuccessful, but his tales of bravery are recounted in Greek sources.
Very good. अच्छा, ये बताइए कि you worked on the payments thing, and have the payments in our country actually been designed for people to walk? I have tried walking 40 kilometers from Delhi to Faridabad. I found I could not walk. Why? What were the hurdles I faced?
Sir, indeed, as you have faced, walkability is one serious issue in our pavements, especially in our cities. Walkability remains a challenge because our pavements the footpaths are not continuous, they are not safe, and they have various obstructions. 2 decades ago, the engineers did not used to design roads including footpaths, but new IRC codes have come up. But overall, this is an issue that highlights the challenges of municipal governance due to...
Is the height of the pavements uniform?
Yes, it should be.
It's not. Somewhere it drops 1 foot down, somewhere it's just 9 inches.
Yes.
Right? So that is one issue. What else?
Sir, it should be continuous, it should be safe, it should have green covers, it should be aesthetically pleasing, and it should have some, it should be safe in terms of preventing the...
Yeah, it should be smooth. When paved means it should be level.
Yes.
If the pavement itself is up and down, the fellow will fall. Especially an old person can't walk. Okay. Anyway, what was the real reason for Venezuela to happen?
Sir, I'm not privy to the real details, but I think there are multiple factors involved. Donald Trump had been saying that Venezuelan government had been promoting drug.
It's not drugs. They were selling oil to China in what currency?
They were selling in yuan, Chinese currency. This might have also rattled the Americans because it threatens the hegemony of dollar in the global financial system.
So that was the real reason. Okay.
Puru sir has already asked, and you represent Puru. Now, tell me, what is Tanda in Kakbarpur? Tell me 2 reasons why Tanda is famous. What is Tanda? Tell everyone may not know.
So Tanda is a subdivision in my district, Ambedkar Nagar. It is also a place, a town. It is famous for 2 things. It has a thermal power plant.
Yes, NTPC, yes.
And secondly, it is famous for textile weavers. who specialize in making terracotta textiles.
Tata Terracotta. How is the status? How is the situation of weavers in terms of health, in terms of education for their kids? Do you have any knowledge? You may not, because of the, generally, how is the health weavers, economic situation of the weavers?
So, I have not been personally been to Kanda.
I agree.
I have read some articles on the situation of the Kanda weavers, and it is something of they are facing some challenges because of the cheap textile imports from other parts of the country. They are facing challenges in upgrading their textile machineries, and some articles have highlighted how
Wonderful. And now, you studied in BHUIT. Just explain in two lines the campus of BHUIT, the names of your hostel, one line, and a morning in Banaras Ghat. 2-3 lines, not more than that.
So the campus starts from the Lanka Gate, and IIT BHU is within the larger campus of Banaras Hindu University. So it's an open campus. It's quite green. Once you enter it, the temperature drops by 1 or 2 degrees Celsius.
Okay, then what is so significant about the hostel names of BHUIT?
So most of the hostel names are named after people who have done
Scientists or engineers. Now, my last question, 3 things of Banaras. Banaras food, Banaras music, and Banaras sari. 1 line each, and I'm through.
Sir,
Tell me, and you must include Pahalwan ki lassi.
Yes.
Tell me Banaras food.
Sir, in Banaras food, there are multiple options, be it Pahalwan Lassi or Malayo or Kasi Chaat Bhandar or other specialties.
Kachori and that?
Yes, sir.
Yes. And what about Banaras pan? Banarsi pan, khai ke pan Banaras wala? What is Banarsi pan? What is so unique in Banaras pan?
Sir, I'm not confused.
बहुत जल्दी हो जाता है. Come to the music. Tell me 2-3 names of musicians who are the vocal singer, they have an instrumentalist from Banaras world over.
Sir, I can remember one name, Ustad Bismillah Khan.
Oh yes.
Who used to be a Shehnai player.
What player?
Shehnai.
Yes. Then?
Sir, I'm forgetting the other name.
And Rajam Wellness, Omkarnath Thakur. In dance, all Lachu Maharaj family, Sitara Devi are from Banaras textiles and sari. And what is the status? Again, I would ask, what are the challenges for Banarsi saris? Last.
Sir, Banarsi sari is world renowned, and currently, sir, Banarsi sari also is facing various challenges, although it is very popular for kind of the exquisite craftsmanship that it has. The challenge is that there is lack of demand, because the kind of workmanship that the Banarsi sari has, it requires a lot of time and a lot of effort, and thus becomes very costly. On the other hand, synthetically and machine-produced saris have come in the market, and the consumers are...
What are the challenges from China? The synthetic. They made Banarsi saris. Surat makes Banarsi saris so cheap. The competition. My last question again on Banarasi. Tell me 2 marriages where the families came to Banaras and they did exclusively personalized sari shopping. 2 marriages. One recently had and one is.
I'm sorry, sir.
You remember Amani's marriage? Nita came and Abhishek Bachchan's, they came for the Banarasi sari. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mr. Puru, tell me what causes earthquakes and how your civil engineering will contribute to mitigate the effects of the earthquake.
Sir, earthquake is caused by relative movements of the lithosphere or at fault, at places of faults. It happens below in the earth crust, which leads to seismic vibrations and can cause damages. As a civil engineer, sir, I'm equipped with various knowledge of how to make our structures resistant to earthquake. This can include various mechanisms such as base isolation, installing pendulum power for taller buildings, and other mechanisms such as reinforcing the pillars and columns can also be done. Additionally, a cheap measure can be digging the soil around the buildings and filling it with sand, which can reduce the vibrations.
What is the role of plate movements in the causing of earthquakes?
Yes, a plate movement also plays a role in I'm sorry that I forgot to mention it. So, when lithospheric plates collide, specifically in the case of the Indian plate colliding with the Eurasian plate, this leads to vibrations and causing earth.
What is dialectical materialism of Karl Marx?
So, may I take
You have read sociology, no? It's one of the optionals here. You have mentioned sociology as your optional subject. So what is dialectical materialism by Karl Marx?
Sir, may I take a few seconds?
Please.
Sir, dialectical materialism theory of Karl Marx essentially highlights that the contradictions in the material forces of the society leads to changes in the history. If I were to elaborate, Marx says that the primary structure in society is the economy, and the contradictions that exist between the relations of production and the forces of production is a dialectic, and this dialectic is manifested in the class struggle, which leads to revolution and changes in society.
In India, caste is a determinant of class. Caste is the determinant of class. Do you agree with me?
So partially, caste has for very long been a determinant of class, particularly because the pattern of land holding in India was largely determined by caste. But today we are in an age where due to education, due to technology, urbanization, the opportunities for all the sections of classes have improved, and the relation between the caste and class is not necessarily causal, although some degree of correlation still does exist.
Marxism, the theory of Karl Marx, is inadequate for understanding the Indian stratification in society. How?
Sir, it is inadequate primarily because it looks at society in terms of economics alone. It does not take into consonance the relative importance of status, which translates to caste in India, as well as to access to power. A person who may be from the so-called low class may still have an access to political power due to democratization, or may have access to higher status because of the caste system itself. So Marxian system seems to be inadequate, although it is quite useful.
Thanks.
Thank you, Puru. You have done really well. Really well. Nice, honest answers. I must say it's an excellent performance. So you'll do well this time again.
Certainly you are above 180 plus in blast me. What you presented, nicely dressed, smile, very confident, very calm, nowhere show the nervousness. But it will depend how you have done in your. By 70 marks, you should not make it definitely. Your rating was very margin. How was it written this time?
Sir, it was better, but one cannot say.
One cannot. It's uncorrectable. Very good. Yeah. How has been generally the assessment? You would have gone at 10 other mocks.
So generally the assessment I have also observed, and the same
how they have paired about the
there were some negative comments, adverse comments. They said some of the interviewers said that I look visibly frightened.
Not at all. Not at all. You will maintain.
No, you did really good.
You did very well.
You gave very, very good answers to win some of the tricky ones.
बनारस के बारे में और पढ़िएगा. Keep it up. Very good. अकबर के बारे में, अकबरपुर के बारे में पढ़ ली.
Be relaxed. Huh?
Oh, very good. You did very well. कब इंटरव्यू तुम्हारा है? 19 February. And till that time you will remain in Delhi?
Yes.
Don't jump around. Okay, this interview. You are morning. You are model. God bless. आप कुछ पूछना चाहते हैं हमसे?
तुम्हें ये पुरु और सिकंदर वाला पूरा डिटेल में पता हो?
हाँ, Puru. Yes. Sir, asked otherwise. I would have asked the Puru.
Yes.
क्या?
Sir, I have also been told to structure my answers in a better way. Sometimes they say I get too verbose, elaborating a topic endlessly.
Here you did not, if happen, that you must take there. Don't look very bookish.
Yeah.
No.
Scope of improvement is always there.
तो हमेशा रहे.
हमेशा रहते. And generally the board, I'll tell you, I would not tell about others, loves young boys or girls. You have energy, you have this thing. So plus point you start with, oh, I'll 2000 board. Have that in mind. You come from Akbarpur, you have done your, I have seen basic education there. Going to be HUIT, we all know.
तुमने फर्स्ट चॉइस अपनी फॉरेन सर्विस दी है,
Oh, you have given the foreign service.
विच इज़ वेरी रेयर.
Ask about the internet.
तो तुम्हें इंटरनेशनल पे
Yes.
हैमरिंग हो सकती है.
I didn't.
वो थोड़ा ध्यान देख लेना. जितने भी ये पैक्ट्स हैं, क्वाड है और आसियान है, आसियान प्लस है, वो सारा एक बार ठीक से समझ लेना.
Yes.
ठीक है ना?
क्या ड्रॉबैक्स हैं? रिलेशंस आर नॉट गुड विद नेबर्स. Which is the book? S. Jashankar's book, Menon's book. I have some names they may ask to everything. I'm sure you would have done, but we didn't ask anything ordinary. I mean, I missed. I did see it. And good. God bless us.